Root work, feel that natural flow. Root work, stay fresh wherever you go. Root work, I like the way it feels. Root work, the magic is so real. Root work, you need it for work or play. Root work keeps me fresh throughout the day. Root work.
All right, let's get some more people in here. Let's get let me see. Naser. Let's get Naser or Nasser. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Shout out to everybody in here. We're over 1,000 deep in the room tonight. Nasser, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, Tariq? How you been doing?
I'm good. Now, where are you from?
Uh, I'm from California, and I just had a question uh regarding, I guess the FBA.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm in like university, right? And I don't want to disclose, for the sake of anonymity. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah. And usually like, we have like passing periods, right? Between our classes.
Yeah.
And I've been noticing like, it's not I don't think it's racist to notice, but like usually when I'm, in the bathroom, I've noticed like this, I guess, an epidemic of, African Americans. They tend to start doing this thing called galaxy gas. Have you heard of it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Have
yeah.
you? What do you think of that?
Yeah, it's like a little trend that Galaxy has stuff that folks need to leave alone.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, we don't need no new trendy semi-narcotics. Where's that Galaxy gas? What is it exactly? I know you can get it at Walmart. Um, how can I describe that thing exactly? Um, it comes in different flavors. You can get it at different stores, and it's supposed to give a certain high, a certain buzz. And we got enough highs and buzzes. We don't need no more. We don't need no more. It's like nitrous oxide, like laughing gas. You're supposed to put it on food, from what I understand, right? Like you put it on like whipped cream, something. It's supposed to go on food. It's supposed to be some shit you put on food, but the nitrous oxide gives you a little buzz or whatever. So yeah, we don't need no more of that. We don't need anything that's gonna impair our brain cells, nothing. We don't need that at all. I'm not with that. Let's get protein respector. Protein respector. What's happening? Protein, what's up, man?
Hey Tariq, I found you through, I guess, Anna Kachin of Red Scare. So I think she's a big fan of yours.
What's her name?
Anna Kachin, Red Scare podcast. I don't know, but
Is
she
that
she
she's some kind of alt right? That sounds like some alt right shit. Is she like one of these alt right, low key alt right people?
I'm not sure. I guess some people would say that maybe. I'm
Oh,
I'm not completely sure. Kind of like maybe more independent thinking or kind of like on both sides. I'm not totally sure. I'm not a
alt right.
I'm kind of new to their
When,
their
when
podcast, but
hold on, FYI for the family, when y'all hear somebody with a podcast, some weird little name like that, it's alt right. That's all you need to know. It's something alt right.
yeah, but that label gets thrown around. Like I feel like when something doesn't fit kind of neatly into a box or isn't like squarely on the left, I feel like alt right is kind of like means can mean a lot of different things. But
It means one thing.
is she? What does it mean?
It means people who have semi-suspected white supremacist views. It always boils down to that. All of it boils down to the black folks are bad. Black people are bad somehow, and oh, black people do this, black people do that. It always
Hmm.
into some narrative about black people. So what did you hear about me on her podcast?
Oh, I think they're fans of yours. I mean, their podcast they bring guests on who are black. I mean they've been accused of being racist and whatnot, but I didn't join to really talk about them. I just wanted to say that's kind of how I found you, and I've been
Okay.
like listening to your stuff, and I just wanted to ask a question about someone earlier had asked about like reparations and as it relates to like Trump and Kamala, and you kind of said like you would be willing to sit down with both of them and talk, and I guess I wanted to ask like, is that either the main kind of decision point for how you'll vote in the upcoming election, or like, um, yeah, I guess is that kind of like the main uh, way that you'll be thinking about the election, or is it sort of just a component of a larger decision
That's
set of decisions you
one
got
of the
to make?
main things. I just want one of these politicians. You're going to have to do something tangible for foundational Black Americans. We got to have something tangible done because we get attacked specifically. So we need specific legislation that's going to help.
Mm.
And I'm just a benign neglect program. So I would like to sit down with either one and have them let me know and the grassroots know why would we vote for them? How can we benefit?
Yeah.
So that's where we are. Now, as far as reparations, how do you feel about reparations? Do you think foundational Black Americans should get reparations in the form of cash payments?
Well, I actually don't know. This is not an idea I had really kind of like heard about or like dug into until I discovered you. So I don't really actually know that much about like the nature of the goal itself. I guess I would ask like if you could sit down with Trump or Kamala and get kind of like what you wanted, like what would that concretely look like? Like to me, I don't quite understand what the word reparations means other than like the definition of it being sort of like compensation for some wrongdoing, and like, but what would that actually concretely look like a cash payment or something like that, or tax breaks or something, and if so, like how much, or what's the kind of like
The
goal?
goal is we're going to do cash payments. You're going to do it the same way that they do with red Native American tribes, which many of them are $5 Indians. Many of them have a bunch of white people pretending to be Native Americans. But we want to do it like that. We want to have cash payments, tax-free status, land grants and allotments, casino allocations the same way. We're going to start off with 20 trillion dollars. That's the budget. That would be, I would say, around 400K per household for foundational Black Americans. And that will actually stimulate the economy. The economy will actually do much better if we got those reparations because we would circulate that money within the United States because we're not foreigners. Other groups, they send money outside of the country. We will not. So reparations would be a phenomenal thing for the entire nation. All right.
Yeah, thanks for the time. I
Thank you
appreciate
so
it.
much. All right. All you got to do is just make it plain. Just make it plain, man. People can't really argue against it, just unless you're a hardcore white supremacist. But yeah, we're making it make sense. You can't really argue against it. Let's get do the right thing. Do the right thing. What's going on? Do the
Yo, can you hear me? Tariq,
right, brother.
you got me? All right. Listen, man, thanks for taking my call. I'm a long time listener, first time caller. I support everything you do. I'm here in New York, man. I'm calling because I feel like I need to get more involved. And man, they're killing us here in New York with these migrants. It's out of control.
I can
It,
imagine.
it is out of control. You see them shopping with Zara bags. They're shopping around with H&M. We're all pissed off. They're happy. It's out of control. What do you think about strategy wise of us just going down the line, all the black caucuses in the country, whether state level or federal level, and identifying who's in these black caucus, who are they, who's FBA, who is it? We got to start playing this offense. I feel almost like we got to go on the offense and start targeting these black politicians. That's our first line of defense.
Yeah, you
That's
know
our
what?
first line of defense. We got to go up to.
Right, and I'm agreeing with you, brother. Yeah, that's one of the biggest problems. That's why the delineation movement was so very important because a lot of people are like, well, why are you guys so critical of um, Africans and Caribbeans? But the thing is, man, when we try to step to the white supremacists, what happens is y'all show up. You guys show up running interference. And then when we try to holler at the white supremacists about this paper, they're like, hey, don't look at us. We compiled a commission for your reparations. Look at those blacks over there. I see, I'm trying to help with reparations. I gave you a reparations committee. So I'm doing something. So go talk to them. And then when you go talk to this reparations committee, it's full of tethers. And then nothing gets done. So now we're saying, hey, we got a tether problem. We ain't gonna let the white supremacists put their tether class out there. So we got smoke for the white supremacists and the tether class. So we're checking everybody's paperwork so that people who are not even qualified for reparations are not going to be in positions to dictate hey or nay whether or not we're going to get ours or not. So that's been a problem. Let's get Fritz in the building.
Hi, Tariq. How are you?
I'm good, Fritz. How are
I'm doing all right. Just on this reparations topic, I I kind of wanted to put forward just some thoughts that I think one of the problems is like, you know, I'm not sure how I feel about the strategy of everything, these kind of big government bills and everything going through the Congress like it is because it everything gets blocked. And it's really slow. And I think psychologically that white people don't like this kind of like big government stuff. So I wonder if there's like another way to do this. I have an idea. I don't know if you want to hear it.
Let's hear it. What's your idea?
So I think someone like Trump, it might only be Trump that could pull this off, but there could be like an app that instead of giving taking instead of the thing being framed as taking a bunch of money from one group and giving it to another group in block, you could have an app where you kind of knew where your money was going, and so every kind of white person could choose who they want to give their reparations to, and we could let everyone kind of hook up their Venmo and Cash App to the app, and then once you were kind of done with your payments, you could get like a pass, like happened with COVID, and that pass could like let you into events like football games or whatever,
Mhm.
and you could for people that kind of needed to have this means tested, they could make payments and there would be some interest on those payments, but they could make them over time and that would kind of let them use pass temporarily if they were kind of faithful with their payments.
Hmm.
Kind of a technological solution getting around the psychology of whites, because most whites, they uh, they have people they know and they like, and they might give their choose to give their payments to. I feel
But
like something like this could kind of get around the
so,
reticence about government action.
so we would have to wait on some white people who actually like us in order to get what's owed to us.
Well, no. So, there would be penalties. Everyone would have to use the app. So, you got to do it. But you could kind of the idea is there would be some transparency where how you understood your money was who it was going to.
Why are they not doing something that convoluted with some of these immigrants who are coming over here now? They're not giving no apps. They're giving them money the minute they get over here. They're getting tax dollars from the US government. So why are people not even tripping on that?
Well, I think a lot of people are tripping on that. A lot of
But
people are really upset about that.
okay,
But if you look at what's happening
let's
with
stop
that,
right there. So
oh
you're
yes, sir.
it's happening, but people are upset. Okay, well, damn it, be upset about us getting reparations. Give us our reparations, and y'all be upset about that too. All right, give us the money, just like you're giving these non-citizens. Ain't nobody using no app. Don't nobody have the option to give your taxes to these people. Your tax dollars are going to people who are flooding this country right now, and it's not optional. They're giving our money against our will. A lot of us don't like it, and they're still doing it. So, y-
Can I just make
go
a
ahead.
counterpoint if it's okay? Yeah, well, I think I think that's a good example of what I'm talking about. That people are really upset about that, and that's driving a lot of the kind of polarization and anger in the country. But if you look at who's actually giving the money to those groups. It is like small groups of mostly white people that kind of have their favorite immigrants, and they kind of run these programs and they give the money out to these people they like. um,
It's tax dollars going to them, man. There's tax dollars going to non-citizens, brother.
yeah, but
Not,
they get contracts to dispense those tax dollars.
but our tax dollars going to them. These folks are getting EBT cards and things like that, sir. They're eating, they're getting medical. That's our tax dollars, sir. They're getting housing. They're getting all types of government funded subsidies to come over here and live and eat and do well. So yeah, they're getting something from our tax dollars. So the issue we have is not with individual citizens. We were enslaved by the United States government. So it's the United States government that owes us. They have to compensate. So we're not going to do that app stuff. The United States government kept my family enslaved. It wasn't an app, it wasn't optional, none of that stuff. We were forced into giving up the wealth of our labor and not be compensated for it by the US government, and the US government has to compensate. And just because people don't like it, well, yeah, my people didn't like working from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. They didn't like that either. So there's a lot of stuff we didn't like. You got to pay your debt. Nobody likes paying a debt. I got bills that I got to pay. I don't feel like paying them. Got to pay them. And this whole I'm white and I say so, I ain't got to do nothing. That's the problem that causes division because you're going to pay one way or the other. Giving police to give you a psychological sense of protection, giving them billions of dollars every year, that's a form of reparations. You know what I'm saying? Um,
Yeah. Well, okay. So I get your point that it needs this kind of symbolic aspect that it's got to come from the government as
has to
well.
come.
That makes sense to me, and
Yes,
this kind of psychology might be offensive. I didn't.
it's not offensive, but just it has to come from the government. Yeah, when it comes to us getting reparations, everybody wants to do all it. It's all about what white people don't like. Look, I saw a video earlier. I wish I could play it from 1964, I think. This was from 64. They were interviewing a lot of white people about the civil rights bill being passed. All the white people didn't like it. They were all complaining. The white people were, it was somewhere down south. They're like, oh, I don't like it. I don't like this civil rights stuff. I just don't like it. I think it's too much. Just all of them, just across the board. They hated the idea of black people getting civil rights. They didn't like it back then. Most white people were vehemently against it. Even the liberal ones were against black people having civil and equal rights. This was in the 60s. Some of the stuff they were saying, they sound like the people now. They were like, well, I mean, everybody's already equal. Why do these blacks need civil rights? They can do anything they want to do. Everybody's equal. Ain't nobody discriminating against them. And this is this is 64 where they had signs up saying coloreds only and whites only. They had signs and they had um housing um laws that said no blacks allowed. I mean, they had these in contracts in the 60s. And they're still playing the game. What racism? No, what racism? What's that? So yeah, they're always going to play dumb. I'm not going to sit here and play dumb with you. Give me my money. Yeah, I'm not here to play dumb with people.
Punjabi passion. Punjabi passion. I saw her at the market by the masala stand. hand. She was picking out some spices with a tender hand. I whispered sweet hello, I don't know if she would listen. Come over to my place so we can eat some butter chicken. I wanna let you know you're a hot, spicy mommy. You are looking good like a hot plate of biryani. We can take our time, we are not in a hurry. Our love making's gonna be hot and spicy like curry. Punjabi passion, I'll make you holla for masala. Ooh-wee. Punjabi passion, rolling through the streets of Mumbai. I'm your only guy, yeah. Riding on a rickshaw, I wanna hold you closer. We can stop here on the corner and eat us some samosas. We can ride around the city, go past the Taj Mahal. But when I get you to my crib, you gotta drop them drawers. You're the only woman I want, you're the only woman I see. Don't worry about going down to 7-Eleven, 'cause I'm the only Slurpee that you need. Punjabi passion, I'll make you holla for masala. Ooh-wee. Punjabi passion, rolling through the streets of Mumbai. I'm your only guy, yeah. Punjabi passion. Punjabi passion.